Hi, Dave Youngquist, Last Cavalry TV. I thought we'd bring the demo outside today. I planned this about a week ago. You know, it's 100 degrees today, so it's darn hot in Michigan. Anyways, the 1/16 scale Tiger 1 is nearing completion. The next video in this series will show the actual completion of the tank, but I wanted to show you some of the diorama techniques, groundwork, and we're also going to be pouring a water effect today. So let's get started. Okay, I've got the first layer of groundwork applied, and after the celluclay has dried, I covered it with Vallejo dark earth. It's the matte medium with grit in it, very nice kind of grayish burnt umber color. And while it was drying, I used backyard dirt, just the grit that you find, on your patio, and drop that into the matte medium, so it will, affix itself. Then after that dried, to put in some of the heavier pieces, a lot of the actual greenery and everything you'll see here, a lot of the plant material, I'm using the new gravel and sand fixer from AK. This stuff really locks it down, so that's a great product. And then for the static grass, I'm using the Woodlands Scenic Cement. This stuff, just like the AK, dries very matte, will hold that stuff in place. So once that had been applied, I shot everything with Testor's Dull Coat to give it a final seal, and then shot it with some Rust-Oleum camouflage paint to kind of bring all the tones together. Then I go back in and start coloring the tufts. Okay, so where we want to go now is I want to explain how to create water effects. As you can see, I've poured one layer of water, let that dry 24 hours, and I wanted to test the color, and it's a little bit too light for what I'm trying to achieve in this diorama. Now, what we're using for water effects is magic water. This stuff is really great. Doesn't create any heat, doesn't smell, dries in 24 hours. So we're going to mix up a bit of that again. And it's a 2-to-1 mix. And this will take, we're just going to eyeball this, and that generally works pretty well. Okay. Mix those two together. And what's neat about magic water is if you add acrylic paint to tint magic water, the paint is going to break and leave little particulates, which is kind of a cool effect. But I'm going to be using a bit of enamel. I'm going to use some dark wash from MIG, just a little bit of the AK Earth Effects and Kirk's Earth, and these are enamels. Now I want to keep this water fairly translucent, so we're just going to be adding a very, very small amount. We'll use the back end of this brush just to get a little bit of coloring in there. Again, this will just take a moment to wipe that excess off. And again, this is going to give us a real neat look. Drop a little bit of that in there, wipe the excess off. I think what we're trying to achieve is just kind of a nice, murky tone. Because again, this diorama is set in spring of '43. And we start stirring. This is going to take just a minute or so. Be right back. Okay, so this has been mixed up for about 5 minutes. And remember, if you're pouring this type of product, make sure that the table is level. But you do have a bit of working time, so if you need to adjust a little bit back and forth. What's nice about this is literally it pours like water. And I prefer to pour in layers just in case I get my colors wrong. So this will, diorama will probably have at least one more layer applied. It's that simple. I've also added some of the magic water to the mud tracks that the tiger has left, just to give it a real nice sheen. So this will set up in about 24 hours. If I'm not happy with the way it turned out, I can always pour another layer on top of that and change the tone. Anyways, this has been Dave Youngquist, Last Cavalry TV. Next time we see you, we'll be working on mud effects, and we're going to get this baby finished off. See you soon. Stay tuned for the next part of our series of the 1/16 scale Tiger 1, Heavy Mud Effects.